Good evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D, Helloran Rising. Our lovely campaign set in Helloran with these beautiful people. We're on episode number 38 this week. So, cracking along. So, tonight's intro will go to the lovely Celeste. Please take it away when you're ready.
Dearest Ella, I never believed in my wildest dreams that I would end up on an adventure such as this, with the most unusual and eclectic group of people I've come to call my friends. When we first stepped through the doorway in pursuit of Yorick, Gus and Miette, it became a most familiar sight. This is becoming practically commonplace nowadays. We emerged from yet another temple. Despite not having any faith of my own in any particular deity, I cannot seem to avoid them. Florian started groaning immediately in agony as his scars began weeping with blood soaking through the bandages at a rapidly fattening pace. I rushed to aid him and noticed crimson tendrils slowly crawling up the pillow located in the centre of the room. Yorick managed to dispel some of them by using his holy magic. Then through the doorway those tendrils had crept from came a horde of fiery imps, like the ones we had seen previously after exiting one of those wretched temples. The imps swarmed together to create two larger forms, both reaching through the open doorway before pulling a human-looking woman with orange-red skin. It was Fiona, also known as the Prince of Darkness. She began taunting Orsul, intimating that she needed Florian's blood at the central pillar, and making disparaging remarks towards the deities of this world. Yorick, under Melissa's advice, began to prepare the teleportation well in hopes of using it to escape. With a little bit of luck on our side, we managed to evade Fiona and leap into the well, hearing her screams of disappointment in our wake. We fell through a vast cold tunnel of complete darkness, and after some time had passed, eventually touched down on a soft sandy dune. Trellador immediately bellowed for me to assist Florian, who was at this point drenched in his own blood. The pain caused from that place had subsided, but he was still in an awful state. After carefully removing his bandages and cleaning him up, I cooled the air around his wounds with my magic to slow the bleeding enough so that I could put on fresh ones, then healed him up as best I could. The intensity of the stare I had from Trellador the entire time I was treating Florian was like nothing I'd ever seen before. I believe he actually does care for him, as much as one such as he cares for anything other than power. Once the immediate issue had been dealt with, I had the chance to examine our surroundings. To my utter astonishment, I realized, due to the alignment of the stars, that we ended up in Gloria in Carlin. As I was reeling from this discovery, Gus called on his friend Bidris, who informed the dwarf that the area was thick with dragons. Knowing only a little of dragons from my studies, I assumed it would be red dragons that were headed our way, and they are known to be extremely dangerous. Florian had taken it upon himself in that moment to try and bond again with his sister, who implored him to keep as far away from her as possible, and that we made Fiona furious with us for escaping, as she wants to bring Florian and Dakota together to make herself a permanent gateway she can use to traverse the world. I hear the thundering sound of wings approaching, and snow indicates we need to leave and head back to Helloran. So Yorick sets up the well once again, and we begin tumbling through just as the dragons appear overhead and start to descend. When we touch down again for the second time, we find ourselves on a rocky surface in a large dark cave. This place is hot, dry, and eerily calm. Snow ascertains that we are on top of a mountain, in the middle of a desert in a world with two suns. I realise that this place is neither Helloran nor Carlin, but somewhere else entirely. Since the day's events have been taxing to say the least, we decide, since we do not seem to be in immediate danger, that this might be a good opportunity to rest. As the light fades into the night, it does not get any cooler, and a strange dead calm perturbs us all. There are no stars in the sky, and there is an unsettling feeling that there is no life at all in this place. I try to use my magic to cool things down, but I find I have no magic here to call on. The others try to contact their various deities, but despite what Trellador insists, no one makes a connection or has any response at all. It does not take long for the suns to rise once more. Again, I see concern in Trellador's face as he tries to hide the fact that he cares for Florian by mopping his brow when he thinks they do not notice. Yet, like the rest of us, does not like this place at all. We decide to use the well once more, but as we discuss ways of trying to choose our location, the stars in the dark portal begin to wink out. Perturbed by this, Yorick picks up the well and gives it a shake before setting it down again, and we jump through as it sparkles once more. When we emerge this time, we find ourselves in a swamp filled with life and many, many insects. Magic works in this place, but again I do not recognise our surroundings from the stars. Miette theorises that we have landed in Redport, like we had hoped before we had entered the portal previously, but we had not determined which moment in time to appear here. Yorick manages to contact Reorx, but the god does not recognise him at first, and tells him thousands of years have gone past, and that he needs to fuck off from here as soon as possible. We enter the well for the fourth time and end up right back where we had started, in the middle of that wretched temple, with Florian howling once more in pain as his scars are wrapped with blood, though this time there is no sign of Fiona or fiery imps. Snow and Miette manage to get the door open, and we hurry through, with Trellador carrying a wounded Florian with him, imploring to Reorx to keep them safe. Florian strangely seems to calm in his arms. We approach the door that has flames licking up the side of it, and Snow tries dousing it with water whilst calling out to Peladas to aid him. Thinking to help with this, I produce more water and direct it towards the door, but all I seem to succeed in doing is getting our feet and the door wet and aggravating Miette. Something begins to stalk us from behind. Something infernal, Melissa informs us. Yorick begins to break down the door, and when he's shattered it into pieces, we frantically run through and proceed to emerge once more on the hillside we had found ourselves on after ascending above the hells with, yet again, another horde of imps on our tails.
Lovely. So, as you fall out of this doorway, this now familiar hillside, you can see surrounding this early morning. The sun is shining bright in the sky. There don't seem to be very many clouds. And you can see down the slope almost all the way to the river in the distance. And over the river, just on the edge of vision, the city of Dar. What would you like to do?
We're still being chased by the imps, aren't we?
Make a quick perception check.
12.
12. You don't see any imps, no. You hear more than see a sort of booming tremor as something large is coming up the corridor behind you, but you don't see
Shall I get
anything.
us out of here?
Do something.
The campsite, Miette, do you remember where that was from here?
I can try and lead us there.
Might be the best idea, though.
I'm going to conjure animals and summon in the 8 owls that we've had before.
Okay.
Can you walk, Florian? I've been dragging you for a long while now.
I'm assuming that I now out of the room, and I know I was encompassed by this calming presence whilst in there as well. That the pain isn't as bad, so
the
I
pain
can...
is not that debilitating pain anymore. I mean, it still hurts because obviously it's reopened all those wounds again, but it's not that send you to your knees pain that you've been having when in the temple.
Yeah, thank you, Trollador. I think I can walk and, well, get on these owls if we need to.
I'll help him up.
Okay.
Good. I was getting annoyed with carrying you around there.
I can imagine. Sorry.
It's all right. You owe me quite a lot.
I'm going to quickly, before jumping onto an owl, I'm going to quickly take a look down that corridor, see if I can see what's coming up it.
Okay, make a perception check. You go back towards the door, yeah?
I jump on an owl.
At the end
looking
of last
over.
session, snow pushed everybody and we were running down the hill.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I assumed was happening. So
Yeah.
people were acting like we were standing still. Yeah, I'll just be getting onto an owl then.
Okay.
No,
So
we're
you
not near
will
the door.
stop and get on the owls that Celeste has conjured.
Yeah. I will help Florian onto his owl.
Okay. So, as you take off, where are you directing these owls to go, Celeste?
You
Question.
should not
before-
return to Dar.
Sorry, question?
Yeah, I was going to say, from recollection, how long did it take us to get to that campsite the first time we got here?
Okay.
Because it was me and Miette doing it, and the second one would have been how long was it to Dar?
Okay. So it took you about a couple of hours to get to the camp. An hour and a half, say. To get to Dar, because you stayed in the camp overnight, didn't you? If you'd have gone straight there, it probably would have taken you about a day, about 8 hours or so.
Okay. How long have we got these owls for, Celeste?
An hour. I think we should head to the camp. I think we're the safest there.
Yeah, we don't want to go back to Dar anytime soon.
Okay.
I'm going to be kind of looking behind me just for where the door is,
Sure.
just to
Make
see
a
what
perception
comes
check.
out of it.
Yes, let's not go to die. I've had enough of gods for one day. I mean, not real. Sort of.
Perception. Oh, I am proficient. 18.
18. As you glance back towards the doorway, you can see a dark figure, tall but skinny, or looks slim. But sort of as it comes out through the door, it stretches up to be about 16 feet tall.
Slender Man.
And it's just got really long arms, 4 of them, that just sort of extend out around.
Devil that I know
of? Make an intelligence check.
Just intelligence.
I'm just trying to think what else it could be. Make an insight check.
Insight. Okay.
Yeah.
19.
19.
16 plus 3.
You remember these being mentioned by Vale. These things are kind of shape changes. They change their height, width, a number of appendages depending on where they are, and they're used mainly as trackers and scouts. You don't know what their name is, but because she never told you the name, but these things are like creepers almost. She seemed to think they would creep along and sniff things out. And as you watch over your shoulder, you can see these arms, more like tendrils now, just sort of moving around the hillside, extending from this creature's body, and the body gets shorter as the arms get longer.
Okay,
it's really quite creepy.
We've got a bit of a bigger problem, folks.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Florian, do you know the way?
Okay, so yeah, Florian, I want some checks because you've never approached this camp from the air before. So let's have some. We'll have some survival checks. Actually, no. You have perception checks with disadvantage.
I'll get Bridges to fly along behind us as well.
Of course, yes. Bridges is with you, isn't she? Yeah. Okay.
And you can fly now. Oh, there you go.
I got 13 with disadvantage.
Yay!
Same.
Cool.
It's all done, ready to go.
Okay, send her down then. So you both got 13. Okay. Well, the countryside is fairly open here, but the camp is cunningly hidden, but not from the air. So as you fly over, you can see the sort of faint path, and then you can see an open space, and you can see the internal of the camp.
How long
whereas
did
you
it
wouldn't
take us?
see- It took you about an hour and a half at a sort of walking, running. So flying, I don't know, 20 minutes max.
From the air, can I see how far we are from the water?
Yeah, you are probably about walking maybe 6 hours or so. So flying, usually half of that, so 3 hours flying.
I'm gonna shout this out so everyone can hear us because we're all owls and up in the air. We've got the camp, but it is quite visible from the air. We've got probably about 40 or so minutes left. Should we go somewhere different?
20 minutes.
I thought you said it took 20 minutes to get there.
I did, 20 minutes. You just said 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes left.
Oh, right.
With-
I'm the old.
Gotcha, right. Sorry, I misunderstood.
I can't think of anything that would protect us better than those rooms that kept that
I,
fog away.
I think we should go into the camp and make a plan, because at the moment we're just flying around like headless chickens, except headless chickens.
Because we've got a major problem that it's kind of hard to talk about the intricacies whilst we're flying this high up in the air.
Yeah,
We wanted to go somewhere different. Perhaps we should have gone south towards the Red Pod to clear our names, maybe.
I think the camp is safest for now because I've just seen what's come out of that door.
Camp then until we can talk about it then.
It's amazing you managed to talk this much in the fucking air.
Anybody else hungry?
I can summon the owls 3 more times, so we'll make a plan and then we can execute it if we need to.
Someone make a plan.
No,
Okay.
it just spirals down in the midst of all this and gets to about treetop height, and then just leaps into the closest tree.
There we go.
Okay.
We have a plan.
And
So
then to
you're
the clearing.
dismounting from an owl into a tree, yes? Okay, make me an acrobatics check, please.
If there's no jazz hands at the end, I'm very disappointed.
That's where he rolls.
Important question.
22.
What?
22. So your important question, Miette?
Was the camp occupied?
You, with the 13, you didn't see anyone.
Yeah, I shall direct my owl to the path so I can walk in as is proper.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna.
the nearest tree, Snow, you just carefully sort of guide as the owl gets close. You just like stick out a paw, just like thunk, and the owl flies on, and you just so much like swinging around a pole, like a pole dancer.
Yeah, so he'd swing around into the tree, and then sort of the branches going down. You basically see him, one of those topsy turvies.
Yep.
He'd literally just do that, and then just land with a small curt bow at the bottom.
Nice. Miette, your owl flies down, and you just step off. No
I'll just
show
land.
needed.
I will follow me up.
Yeah,
Okay.
follow them down.
So as you all follow down, you're all on the spiral path that leads down into the camp. From here, it's really difficult to see that there's anything ahead of you. But you know from experience, you just go and it just curves round and down and leads into this camp.
right, let's go then.
Right. Okay. So
Go for breakfast.
the thing that's just come out of that door that we've opened once again. I don't know its actual name as devil, but it's a shape changer, and Vale used to call them creepers. Princes of Hell use them to find and scout out people and track them down.
So
I think
what
that
you're
one's been
saying is
sent
we
to-
can't trust anyone anymore.
I don't know if they're shape shifters. They change and stretch and warp. It's hard to watch.
What sort of shapes can they take? Can they take humanoid? Like, are they
Uh,
convincing? Or are they...
well, the one I saw it come out as was 16 feet tall with 4 arms.
So not
And
humanoid then?
yeah, but I don't know if they can
I
turn
mean,
into make
could it be
themselves
one
look
of
like
you?
people.
That's what I'm saying. Could it be take the form of one of us?
Do I know that?
You would suspect not, from what you've heard. They are infernal entities. They don't have very large brains, as it were. They don't have sort of freedom of thought. They are directed, and they use their bodies to change their dimensions. They don't change to look like other things. They always look like themselves, but just shorter, taller, more limbs that come out. But they have a central
No.
mass that they can use to become different shapes, as it were, not different things.
They don't imitate people. They become different shapes, probably to capture people. And I look at Florian when I say that.
Well, you're the authority on devil things, so I trust your
As
judgment.
best as I know,
Well, it'll be fine, Florian. Just chop its legs off, then it'll be the right size.
it'll grow 2 more.
So, with that news, then are we staying here? I'd rather not, but
We can't
of day is it
leave
now?
it.
It's about 9:30 in the morning.
We can't leave it to follow us. It'll just wreak a trail of destruction trying to find us.
Would it be able to track us, considering we flew in the air?
This is devil magic, probably.
Well, let's go back and kill it then.
Who is it
I would
tracking?
suggest, since we know this camp, we set up a trap for it, or at
Probably
least use
Florian.
the area to our advantage.
And that's why it's me at.
I imagine there's plenty of Florian's blood lying around all over that temple.
we've all still got our gifts
Speaking of,
yet made first, haven't we?
Yeah.
are you okay, Florian? Do we
Uh,
need to redo your bandages once more?
At some point, but now's not the time.
We've
I
only
don't think those
recently rested.
bandages are doing much, to be honest.
We only recently rested, technically. Because we rested, jumped, ran.
Took damage,
Okay.
really bad pain.
True.
Significant blood
Right.
loss.
Well, let's set up an ambush here, and then kill this bloody spiky long-legged thing.
Think about this.
Then we can go somewhere.
Right.
Going to dig like a 16-foot hole and then cover it with leaves.
We could do
Not
that.
sure that would work, but what we can do at least, Snow, Miette, could you keep an eye out up in the trees as best you can? See if you can see it coming. It'll be
What we could
devious,
do-
I think.
What we could do is we could have a couple of people on the path, and when they see it, they go, "Oh, look, a monster!" and run back in, and we'll put a big piece of rope across the entryway of the clearing, about 6 foot high. So we run underneath it, and if it's 16 foot tall, it'll just get knocked over. Then we can jump on it and bash its head in.
I mean, this sounds like a job for some monster hunters.
It
I
is.
was going to say 2 of us hold ends of a rope and then we just run around it in opposite directions.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. But yeah,
As I'm going to leave the better part of the planning to whatever this is. And Snow's basically just going to walk up the tree.
You're going to go back out of camp to find a tree.
Oh no, the tree that he came down into the
Yeah,
camp.
it's not in the camp.
Yeah.
It's
That's
well
fine.
outside the camp. So
Yeah, that's fine.
okay, cool.
Do I know any particular weaknesses or any particular techniques for taking these things down? Was I taught any of that?
No, this was just a story that Fail was telling you about creepers and how they change their shape to sniff out prey.
I don't think that's going to work.
If
As brilliant as an idea that is, Yark and Gus, the creature will just be able to shift itself out of the ropes.
Well, I
It's like
haven't
we're
had any
fighting
other brilliant ideas.
like you're fighting a monster that's made of water, but
Is it made of water?
not literally, but they can move like water.
Can we evaporate it?
I don't think so.
Can we drink it?
Probably best not to.
Gus can drink a lot.
Right.
I
Okay.
would kind of hasten to add about evaporating it. I mean, I'm assuming it's a devil, so it means it's obviously bad, possibly necrotic. So radiant damage might be like the
Yeah,
best.
radiant should work. I don't remember any more details, but in general, devils don't like being hit by light, and they tend to shrug off fire generally, but it varies a lot. Okay,
This is
we'll have Snow watching out for us. Gus, if you and I take up positions to try and get ambush shots on it when it tries to enter, and Trallador and Yarick, if you two stick close to Florian, keep him safe, because no doubt this thing's hunting him.
How
Are there
badly
any
are
big
you hurt, Florian?
trees or tree stumps or rocks or something in the clearing that I could hide behind?
No, this is a Wandering Gust's camp that you're in. There's no sort of tree stumps or anything.
I presume there's trees around the outside of it.
There are trees outside the camp. Yes. There are
Yeah, like-
sort of logs for sitting on by a fire, central fire pit.
Is it-
There are sort of nooks and crannies within the walls of the camp itself for storage, but there's nothing really to hide behind. The whole point of these camps is you couldn't find them. They're
Is it
almost
like a
invisible.
French.
Is it-
Oh, hello. That's a flattering freeze frame there, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Cool.
Is the camp itself like kind of like a gully or crater?
Yeah.
Sunk
Basically,
into the ground.
Yes, it's sunk into the ground. So basically, the path on the way in would start like a normal path and then dip down and curve around like a spiral almost,
Yeah.
leading into a sunken centre. The walls are about, I think we've done this before, they're about 8 feet from the normal outside earth floor. So you got 8 feet until you get to the surface. So this path sort of winds down into it. From the outside, it's almost impossible to see. Florian.
Just so I get this next bit right, what I'm going to say. Last week, when we were first in the temple bit where Fiona came out,
Yep.
she said she doesn't need me alive as long as my body is still pumping or still has blood.
As long as there was still blood, I think were her words.
Okay, thank you. This is going to sound really weird, but if that thing gets me dead or alive, it doesn't matter. She needs my body with blood in it. Anybody know quickest way to drain it if I do die?
We can set fire to you.
We could throw you through the hole.
I mean, that's if you can get me. Do you know what? You know what I'm saying? If that thing's got me, you need to come and get me to stop anything from happening. This is, in my head, this is like the worst case scenario, what's going to happen. But if I go there, this even bigger demon, devil, Prince of Hell is coming to Earth.
It won't get that far.
If
You won't
Florian's
let it.
captured, then we lose. Fiona
Well,
gets
what we
what
could
she
do-
wants.
Is pour a big thing of oil over you and then if you get captured, we just like strike a tinder and you're gone.
I'd like to be dead before any of that happens because I'm assuming that's excruciating pain.
Sorry,
To be fair, you won't be alive for much longer. If we
cat
do
on
do
stream.
that.
I'll shoot you first if you like. Only as a favour.
Hopefully we don't have to do any of that. I can turn you into something else, either something really big or something really small, and hopefully you can use that to escape.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it works, and definitely try that first. But
Or something that can fly. But the only thing is that your mental faculties will be whatever I turn you into.
well, let's hope you make the right decision at the time then.
I'm going to go up to the edge of the camp. I'm going to go up to the edge of the camp,
Okay.
looking in the direction of the door of where we came out on the hillside. And I'm just going to be looking out and occasionally sniffing the air to see if I can pick up that kind of sulphurous brimstone smell.
Make a perception check.
Tuning out the smell of Gus, obviously.
I'm not smelly. Much. I'm very clean. I wash at least once.
For a dwarf.
15.
15. Looking back up the hillside, it's sparse trees, but you don't see any movement at all. And sniffing the air, you don't get any sort of sulphurous smells or anything to indicate that you're being tracked or followed.
I'll just kind of keep watch and listening.
Do we have a plan?
Hit it till it's dead.
I like that plan.
I mean, we came up with lots of brilliant ideas, but no one wanted to do them.
Well, I think it's not that we didn't want to. It's that, from what Melissa was saying, it can just change and get out of any restraints or anything. So it literally is hit it until it's dead, I think.
Right, well, we can do that.
Okay, Snow, you doing anything in particular, or are you just hanging out of your tree?
Going to do what I said I was going to do, try and get as high as I can and
Sure.
sort of keep a lookout on the...
Okay, give me a perception check.
10 on the dice, so that's 17.
17. Okay, as you look around, you spot Melissa as she edges her way out of the camp to look up the hillside. And looking up where she's looking, you can see nothing. The wildlife is doing its thing. It doesn't seem to be anything following you. There's no weird smells in the air. It's as if nothing was there at all.
Okay.
I'd like to go to the furthest edge of the camp, away from where this thing's probably going to come in. I'll get the big shield off my back, and I want to stick the pointy end in the ground and sort of like make a shield out of it. So embed it in the ground so I can rest my massive crossbow over it and hide behind it.
Yeah, sure. You've done this before on hunts, so yeah, I won't make you roll for it. The rest of you see Gus sort of digging almost like a little trench, and then you realise what he's doing. He's embedding his shield in the ground, and his shield is cut, I believe, so that you can do this and put a crossbow on the top of it while standing behind it.
Can
I behind it rather?
As everyone's looking for this monster, as how we saw it, from what Melissa said, can I have a look around the camp and each one of us, including myself, to see if I can see anything which is a lot smaller and looks like what Melissa described?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Let's go for that one.
Inside check to camp for the sudden ninth member of the party.
What?
Only
That log
16.
wasn't there before.
So 16.
Yeah.
You take some time to look around the camp. The rest of you see Florian acting very oddly. He seems to be looking very carefully at each one of you and the environment around the camp.
Why don't you just sit down, Florian? You've been through a lot.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. It all seems to be pretty much as you remember at this camp, well, minus the tabaxi that were in it before. And your friends seem to be your friends. Snow you
Yeah.
can't see, and Melissa has disappeared.
Yeah,
out of the camp.
not. Sorry, I wasn't seeing them and knowing that they can't, knowing what Melissa said, and then it can't like change into humanoids or anything. I was just looking for if it was like a smaller version of itself. That's what I was looking for. Not if.
Well, you haven't
it
actually
was-
seen it, so you don't really know what it looks like. All you know is it was 16 feet tall and had 4 arms. So if you're looking for a 2 foot tall thing with 4 arms, you don't see any of those.
Okay, cool.
Florian, are you feeling okay? You need some
Well,
healing.
I mean, I'm okay at the minute. It's just a little blood loss, but I'd probably save that for in case we get into a bigger fight for anyone else. I mean, me being alive or dead isn't exactly any part of the plan at the minute, is it? It's just that if I'm dead, you need to make sure that I can not have blood in my body.
I'm going
But
to
no,
do my very
everyone's-
best to ensure that you do not die.
Yeah, thank you for that. Really much appreciated. But no, I'm okay. I was just looking for that monster Melissa described. But she was saying that it can change shape and size, so I was just looking for something a bit smaller, whilst everyone else was looking for it being really big still.
So, Gus, you finish your defences.
Right, I'll settle down there ready with Ridris by my side.
Okay, Yorick, what are you up to? Anything in
Don't really
particular, or
No, just kind of finding a snack or something.
okay? You search around the camp. You can find some dried rations that have been left there.
Sweet.
Will eventually come back. Ain't no side of it. Gone.
Well, that two things. Either it went back where it came from, or it started wandering off in the wrong direction and might go and hurt other things. So
Yeah.
do you go after it?
I'd like to, because I'd really rather not have that loose in the world, but I'm still, as far as I know, it's going to be looking for one of two people. It's either looking for Florian to help Fierna finish whatever horrible thing she has planned, or it's looking for Vale, which is going to fail because, yeah. Either way, I'd rather not have that out there and have it surprise us whilst we're traveling. So if we do decide to move, we're going to need to stick to Wandering Gust camps for safety.
Snow would make his way back in to camp and catch the end of the conversation. There is a third option, Melissa. She was particularly aggrieved with you and could be tracking you.
I know.
After all, you are the one who has a deal with her, apparently.
Not by my hand. Not by my hand.
And what's not saying that she's got a way to track you anyway because of that?
I'm not entirely... I do suspect that. I'm a half a mind that I'm a danger just being here. On the other half, I at least know about these things.
We
some
were all
extent.
present in that temple, and we are all targets now. She will take out her wrath on anybody she can get her hands on.
I feel like we're all being targeted by something.
Hmm. I think part of me just wants to say we get to the river and Snow tries to call the ruiner Fane for us to sail away, get away from this thing. But that's just putting it off and putting that thing in the advantage. At the same time, we have no idea where it's gone.
Well, if it's that big, it can't be too hard to track.
Well, that's the problem. It can be that big, but it can also be real tiny and impossible to find.
At that same point, no, I mean, if we can, and I think we've tried everywhere though, but somehow to stop this ritual from going ahead would be a really big plus, just in case I do get captured or anything.
What
Florian,
goes to say if we get rid of this one, there's not another one that will just take its place.
I mean, yeah, I know, but we've pretty much ran away from most of our problems so far, haven't we? And we haven't really found out much about them. And
Running away from problems? I don't know what you're talking about.
well,
yeah,
but
definitely not done that before.
I don't know, but it seems like it's getting to the point a lot quicker where the veil is getting weaker between our world and her world, and she's having more opportunities to come through and seek me out.
Wait, Vale's getting weaker.
No, not like the little doorway between our world and their world. That's what I meant, Yara.
Right.
I'm going to step out to depart to oversee Susie leaving my lap, apparently.
Well, you've upset her completely, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, how dare I do anything but pet her, really?
Well, quite.
So yes, as I was saying, I'm going to step out to depart for a moment to check
Fair
the
enough.
markings and such.
Fair enough. As you walk out of the path, leaving the rest of them to do whatever it is they're doing.
I'm getting guilty looks here now.
That's nothing. Her Majesty has decided it's time for her to go out now.
We keep ending up in these tricky situations.
And we talk a lot and we don't make any plans.
Let's
Do
go
you have
after it.
any suggestions, Trellador?
I'm not the planner here. I'm waiting for a plan. I mean, I heard hit stuff and I was on board then.
Regardless
Let's
of
go
what we
after
do
it.
next, we still need to go back to Redport to clear our names officially.
That's an important part. We don't know how much time we've lost from going through the well.
And hopefully Mr. Droust thinks we're dead so we can give him a good old fright.
Oh, I'd love to do that. But we can't be complacent. This thing's going to be fun if it is. So we can't just
We'll just have to do what we did to
get
the mother
lazy.
and gut it.
Yeah.
So here's the plan. We go after that big, but might not be big, monster thing, and we kill that. And then we head back to Redport and burn Droust's house down. Plan.
I like that plan.
Maybe not to burn his house down, but scare the shit out of him? Absolutely.
I think a lot of fire in his house would scare the shit out of him.
I don't.
Yes, but I would like to be up close and personal with him when he wets himself from fear.
I don't think we're going to be able to track this thing down. By the way.
Well, I think it will come to us.
Yeah.
I agree.
My example would be You try tracking Snow down when he does not want to be followed.
Oh, he makes it sound hard, but it's quite easy to find him.
Oh, really? That's
We'll not
Yes.
have a demonstration
challenge.
now, but
I
so I
also
think.
sorry.
Sorry.
I was just going to say that I also think that yes, Draft was an absolute, excuse my language here, people, but asshole. But
No, that's accurate.
what's to say?
For you.
I like the
How
way
many?
I like the way you say that. Asshole. It sounds quite nice.
Thank you, Alec. But what's to say that people like him and some people what we've met aren't already in league with Fiona or the Hells or demons? Because I mean, it's a very big coincidence if it's not one to be put down into a sewer with a literal gate to a temple.
Then there is a very simple solution to this. If he is in league with the Prince of Hell, we stab him repeatedly and make him regret his decision, make him piss himself in fear, then die.
No,
And then we burn his house down.
Then we burn his house down.
I
I'll
completely
be
get that.
Sure.
Maybe forego burning the house down because we don't want anyone innocent to get hurt.
My other point is going to be, we know we can see Dar when we're up in the air, but we don't know when it is. I mean, we kind of thought all along the same timeline and place where we want it to be.
Well,
But
at least if it's not the right timeline, we're in the right place to get back to where we need to go.
What if we've come back before we left?
That could be.
Could meet ourselves. That would be so cool.
That sounds
I.
risky.
Well, there'll be twice as many of us to fight the baddies then, wouldn't there?
I barely got on with you lot, never not another set of you lot.
From what Helloran said, messing up the timelines could be potentially fatal.
We're not going to know till we get there, though, are we? So we might as well go.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying we're not gonna go, I'm just saying that if we mess up the timeline, it could be fatal.
Can I check this camp out, see if there's any signs that we've been here before?
You have been here before.
But
Definitely.
they're talking about the fact that we might have come back in time. So I wanted to make sure that there are traces that say that we have been here before in the camp.
Wow. Okay.
We didn't leave anything, so
This
how
is
would you?
complicated.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, you can make an investigation check with disadvantage because
Kind of track ourselves.
yeah, you're trying to track yourself, but you've all been wandering about in here, and I don't think you left anything last time. But make the roll. Let's see.
This will say many, many weeks.
It's disadvantage, dirty 20.
Oh, wow.
There is no evidence of you being here, but there are. I mean, your equipment is all here. You've been here before. It's where you met some more wandering Gus Tabaxi and had a conversation with them. But you don't think you've been here recently, if you know what I mean. If you don't think you've been here like a couple of days ago. But there's no evidence to say anybody has been here for a while.
I think as risky as it feels, we need to head south. As Snow says, we need to deal with all the drama. And... Oh my word!
We need to deal with Drama Droust
Yeah, we need to deal with everything with Droust.
and Jazz Cat Hands.
Back at Redport, and just keep the fact that this thing's following us in the back of our minds when we're resting, when we're slowing down. Who knows when it'll try and snatch one of us?
does that mean we're gonna head towards the port of Dar. Not in Dar, but I mean where the river is, where we know it is, and we can potentially
We
get
can
Snow as
follow the
well.
If we get to the water, we can track the ghost, and I can call to it and see if it reacts in the way that I believe it will.
Does the road take us by the river?
The last time we did it, we saw a pathway, didn't we, to get us to we used a
Because of
ferryman.
course, we don't want to go anywhere near Dar. My only concern. You know how it is. We'll get there, and just crossing the river will be oh, my lord, I've forgotten his name. Her name, Derek. We'll get to the river. Derek will be crossing, and then this creeper will come out, and it'll just be a mess.
Knowing these, the pathways, what I was just on about, Shaz, and having been in this area before, how does the port of Dar come out of like the land into the sea?
Well, the port of Dar is on the river.
Yeah,
There's a large river that goes up past Dar and then on to the inland large lake that you crossed.
Yeah.
So what you saw last time was there was a river crossing for you to get from this side of the bank to the side of the bank that Dar is on. There's a sort of jetty there that a ferry goes backwards and forwards on.
If we took a different path, one which is not necessarily made already, could we make it to the river before we got to like the crossing bit, like the port opening of the port of Dar?
I was going to ask a similar question.
The way you went last time is you headed for the river, and then you moved up along the river until you got to the crossing.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go to the river and then go away from Dar, that's an entirely feasible thing to do.
Do I know the road that runs between Redport and Dar, considering that I potentially ran away along it?
There isn't really a road. There's a sort of pathway along along the river that you used, but there's no official road. Nothing ever gets transported by road. The only people that know the roads and pathways would be the wandering gusts.
Ran away, it probably would have been through a Treading Waters boat or something then.
Yeah, more than likely. Treading Waters will take anybody on any boat for a price. Trading is what they do.
Tarts.
For money.
Okay. We'll make our way out to the river. Snow will see if he can call upon the Ruiner of Fane. If not, we'll travel alongside the river south.
I mean, that does depend on whether or not you want to travel in a boat that could send you insane.
Honestly, considering the past couple of days, that seems like the least of my worries.
You'll just see this big, like, full-fanged, humorous grin on Snow's face.
He's done already.
And he'll just burst out belly laughing.
I think we've got long past that at this point, Melissa.
Oh, yeah, I was very much admitting that.
Some of us, it might be an improvement.
Right.
So, do we have a plan?
We'll head out to the river and see what we can do from there. Either take the Ruiner of Fane or walk and keep our eyes out and our backs for that creature.
Is this how this boat works then? Snow can just summon it?
I have no idea. You have to ask Snow or Peladas.
Well, I mean, I could ask Peladas if you want, but it's a bit rude if Snow's here. It's kind of his thing. Is this how it works? You just summon your boat and it appears?
I was told that if I needed help, I would find it, and found it I did.
So this is going to be a true test of faith then.
Melissa,
Hmm?
as you're standing talking there, something tickles the back of your neck, just lightly, almost like
I jolt forward, kind of swinging around, drawing an arrow on the string, pointing it towards whatever was behind me.
and Miette is stood there, with just one single claw, just
Miette, no,
Oh, bravo.
I've heard
Never
it was
gets
hard
old.
to you.
Never gets old.
Have you managed to reach a decision?
We're going to go to the river, and Snow's going to summon a boat out of thin air. So it's one of our crazier plans, I know.
Excellent plan.
Must have had a heart attack.
Not out of thin air, out of the water.
Out of the water, my mistake. Much more sense now.
Makes
Well,
more
apparently
sense
this boat is legendary, so
it makes more sense than summoning it out of air, considering it doesn't fucking fly. But you know,
I don't know. It's a magical boat. How do we know it doesn't fly? Have you tried?
it's a boat.
Boats can fly.
Perhaps the fancy boats where you elves come from. Okay, fair enough. But
You did say
out-
this boat was one that could drive people insane. I think it's working on Trellador.
nah, that's just Toreador.
Well, let's get moving then.
Yeah, let's get moving.
okay. So you're leaving camp and heading to the river, yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's leading you on this merry dance?
I think it would be me and Miette again because we were the last ones to.
Okay, let's have
crack.
some. You can either do a nature check or a. Let's have a look. See, a perception check to find the path. Your choice.
14 for perception.
22 perception.
Nice. Yeah, Miette just starts walking. Flora, you're pretty sure this is the right way, but Miette's not even bothering to check. She just knows. As you stride off confidently, Miette, the rest of you are following, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're walking, I want to just say to Yorick, do you see what I did? Do you see what I made well, not made him do, sorry, but we did together? We protected Florian.
Oh, yeah. When we were in the thing, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I saw his hands. He was like right there. It was great.
Have you done that before?
I've never asked him to do that before. It's a really good idea, though.
Maybe you should. I mean, you don't know. You have to test his abilities if you want to know what he can offer you.
Oh, I don't like to bother him, though.
Oh, well, I will. I know communication with him is a bit of a struggle for you sometimes. If you ever, can't reach him, I have kind of like a direct line now to him, so.
Right, well, we'll see. Hopefully that works out for you.
Oh, there's one more thing I need to do. And I'll go up to Gus. Hello, Gus.
All right.
How are you?
All right.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Gus. I like beer. And
Yeah, this was lovely. Thank you. Right.
Right.
Done then.
The elf among the dwarves. It's just amazing.
that was
Right. I'm done.
Awesome. Awesome.
As we're walking, I just want to walk alongside Snow for a moment,
Sure.
if I can find him.
Snow, are you doing your normal ranging thing, or are you just walking with a group, or are you trying to disappear? What are you up to?
He will move sort of through the group in his normal way, but if he sees that Melissa wants to chat, he'll sort of come in and sidle alongside.
Okay.
And sort of match stride with her.
No. I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if Florian had asked you about this already. Most capable of this kind of thing. But if Fiona gets to me and I start breaking my vows and...
Oh, don't worry, you won't harm any of the others. I won't allow it.
Thank you. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to these people.
It won't. And I feel the same way about Florian. If either of you are in danger of getting taken, my dagger will reach your heart first.
Thank you, Snow.
Yeah. Probably the nicest way I can say to kill somebody. At least, yeah. One of the better reasons.
Lots of blood.
Not if you cut in the right way. And at least it won't. Well, there will be, but not on me.
Okay, so as you walk, it's a fairly brisk walk. It doesn't take too much longer to get to the river. It takes about, I'll say about 3 hours to get to the river if you're going a direct way, rather than the way you went before was to head towards Dar. But you're going directly down to the water. So, as you get there, Miette, Florian, as you're in the lead, make a quick perception check for me.
8.
8. Perfect.
12.
12, even better. Yeah, so you get towards the river, you slow down a little bit, checking. Definitely the river, doesn't seem to be any people around. All looks to be, yeah, this is where you wanted to be. You've arrived.
Oh. So Snow will drop his pack and take off his cloak and just drop it on the beach and then wade in waist deep.
I'll be watching Snow intently to see how he does this.
Okay.
And he'll take the amulet off and wrap it round his wrist so the symbol's in his one palm. And then he'll just put his paws into the water, close his eyes, and then instead of reaching for Paladas, he's going to reach for the boat.
Okay.
And call the boat directly.
Okay. Fair enough. So as you reach out, you can feel the current of the river sort of tugging against your fur as it pulls first one way, then changes, stops almost, and shifts back the other way. And out of the reeds, the opposite bank, the rest of them, because you've got your eyes closed, the rest of them see the Runa Effain float gently across.
But I imagine as I'm calling to it, I can feel its proximity.
You can feel the currents in the water.
Yeah.
You can feel that something is approaching. But as you open your eyes, there it is, coming towards you.
It's impressive.
I don't think anything surprises me these days.
So that's how it works. And then he'll come back up, collect his belongings, sort of throw the cloak back over himself. As he's exited the water, does the sort of water move off his fur in any strange sort of way, or is it just normal?
Make a perception check.
19.
19. You watch, the water seems to shake off your fur in the normal manner. Doesn't seem to be anything strange or eerie about it. It looks to be okay.
Cool. And he'll just sort of lightly hop aboard.
Okay. You hop
And
aboard.
then
It's like being home. It's nice.
and then with a very courtly bow, all aboard.
Where is our destination?
Red Bull.
Oh.
I think.
Yes.
Is it
Either
wise to return to Redport?
Redport declare our names fully, though it would be interesting to leave it and have Drouse believe that we're dead.
Regardless of what we need to do, I mean, we can't go to any of the other trade posts until we clear our names. We cannot get work, which means we cannot get money,
True.
which means we cannot do what we need to do to get by. The
Beyond
first thing
that-
we do, we have to clear our names.
Yeah. Beyond Redport, the next closest major settlement, I think, would be Farnham. I think it's Farnham. Still human, I think. But
Perhaps.
I vote for Red Port. We need
I
to
think Red
start
Port's it.
closing things rather than keep opening things.
Yes. Close some doors. Deal with the problems.
If I could suggest an alternative idea.
Mhm.
The last time we ended up going through temples and through a portal in hell, some time elapsed, and then it was only a week, which wasn't too bad. This time around, we don't know how much time's elapsed. They could indeed think we are dead in Medport. They could think that we are all dead. And then several fortuitous things would have happened, like those contracts on the head of some of our members may have been closed because there was no way to catch in on them anymore. There was no way to track us. So is marching to the nearest city and announcing, hello, we're still alive, really the best course of action?
Same time, we can't keep hiding in the wilds. It's
I don't see why not. It's what my people do.
Well, maybe
Yes,
when it
but
gets to
your
night
people
time.
also have a way of making money by going to the settlements. We won't
True.
be able to do that.
also, we don't have a caravan. We have a boat that's not.
I did
Well,
want to make one
yeah.
suggestion. We stop outside the red port this time,
Mhm.
and we head in through the gate if we're going to go. Either that, or we disguise ourselves in some way to learn the lay of the land, as it were.
And when it gets to night time, maybe Celeste can find out when we are by looking at the stars.
Might be an idea.
It's possible.
Yeah, do we even have we even confirmed that we're in the right time?
Not yet.
We've
don't
had no
know.
way to do it.
We've
Which is
been
why
on the
I'm
move,
questioning that
probably.
we throw away this advantage that we may have.
Well, let's get sailing and see what we think.
Okay, so where are you going? To Redport? To Dar? To somewhere else?
Snow's just
Not
lounging at uh, the rudder, just waiting for them to decide.
Celeste will just get on the boat.
Yeah, I'll get on the boat.
Yes.
On the boat.
We could go up the mountains.
Yeah.
We could go home.
I think maybe if we get close to Redport and then
I mean,
some of our more stealthier members maybe could do a little bit of recon and find out a bit more information.
Just for your information, let me just reshare the map. So, roughly, you are about there. See where my cursor is?
Yep.
Okay, so you could sail down here to Redport. You could sail back to Dar. You could sail past Dar up to Giffield or Clydewater. Daghold, maybe. Or you could go round the coast to Farnham. You could go inland to the forests. Entirely up to you. Where, you tell me where you want to go.
Okay. Dar is a death trap because of the temple of contracts. I don't remember the name. The one that Derek.
And
is associated with,
Yeah.
and also because Dar is dangerous. We can't go to Giffield because that wizard turned out to be on the same contract as us.
We also can't go to Climewater because Celeste's Psycho X is apparently taking up
Correct.
residence there and is displeased, to put it simply.
We've got quite a reputation, haven't we?
Well,
That
yes,
leaves Redport, Farnham, Dornham, Salop.
I mean, here's a crazy idea. How about we go to Drummond? Eh, Trellador?
I think not.
And why would that be?
It's a very long way away. I don't think this boat could handle that journey.
Oh, I think you know better.
Okay,
Well,
so what we'll do is, whilst you're making that decision, we'll have a little break. So, we'll be right back. Just going to grab a drink, etc. So let me just pause that. Ooh, professionalism coming out there. Okay, so we'll be back in a couple of minutes. We're just going to grab a drink, have a quick break. So, see you in a bit. And welcome back. Just a short break, just to get a few drinks and stuff. I've left the map up, so if anybody needs to look at it, they can do. So, without further ado, with Snow, hand on the tiller, waiting for instruction, where are you going?
If we want to try and figure out safely when we are, we could always head to Larkham.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm going to sleep.
It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, isn't it?
Don't matter.
So it's just approaching midday. Actually, a little after midday, but yeah.
I still think we should go for one of these south coastal cities. We do not need Redport specifically to clear our names, and I would prefer to not go back into a city that would see me executed on sight.
Very true.
Farnham would be the next one along, I guess, and that could serve just as good a purpose.
Yeah, that
And then
one.
there we have the advantage of not being already known except by reputation. We could disguise ourselves and there find out what is going on.
So not potentially being put before a biased judge. So
But I still, if we don't want to draw attention, I still don't think that we should take the Runa FN into the port. I think that we should maybe a mile or two up the coast, dismount, go ashore, and do what we need to do.
that sounds like the best plan.
Okay. So, Snow, as you get confirmation that just outside Redport is your destination, the Runet Fane gently moves away from the bank.
No, it wasn't Redport, it was Farnham or Dornham.
Farnham.
Not
Farnham.
Redport.
Yeah, so it's sort of just a few miles short of Farnham.
Okay, so the question then on the map,
You know,
to get to Farnham, you've
Yeah.
got two ways. You can either go around Redport and down the coast,
Mhm.
or sort of down this way, or you can go past Redport, inland, and then back down
yeah, we're going to go around the coast.
around the coast. Okay.
Yep. And the route that I'm going to take us, Gus and Yorick, you can always keep an eye out for those sea beasts.
But you are.
Okay. So, as you travel down river, what is it? Who's taking a watch? Who's looking? Who's being lookout? I know Snow, you're steering. So the three of you then roll some perception checks.
20.
18.
18.
And 18 as well.
18.
7.
7. Okay, you're not really paying attention, are you, Melissa? You're a bit concerned. The rest of you note that the river is quite calm, quite quiet. It's quite pleasant, actually. You're moving, you would say, about a normal running pace. You're going quite quickly, but it's nice and relaxing. Nothing too taxing. You do see, however, a boat approaching from the south, coming upriver.
I mean, we're fellow travellers, so Snow's going to move sort of over to the sort of the left side. I imagine it's one side to go there and one side to come up.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so Snow will make sure that we're all in accordance with usual travel and carry on.
Okay, so fair enough.
And to be fair, he's relying on the other people to tell him where to go, or whether we should stop, or whether there's a threat from this thing.
Yeah.
Because he's focusing on not crashing.
Yeah, you're focusing on the steering. It's the others that spot the boat and tell you about it. So you take your position in the waterway that you're supposed to. The other boat approaches, and the scout that's at the front of the boat, the position that you yourself once occupied, starts to hail the boat, to hail you, and then stops. And then you can hear about Captain! And you can see there's much conversation happening on the other boat. And as it passes you, all of them turn away. None of them look at you. Because they have
Business as
recognised it is the
usual,
Roulette
then.
of Fame.
Yeah, as we head past, Snow will pull one of the sapphires out of his pouch,
Okay.
and just launch it onto
Okay.
the deck of the other boat.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Oh, this is going to go well. -1, 14.
14.
Dispelling that myth.
Yeah. So you, and you throw this sapphire. It sort of clatters onto the deck, and you can see one of the kits, no more than 8 or 9 years old, sort of looks down at it, and you can see them sort of looking, and they're looking to see if anybody else has noticed, and then just grabs it. And as he goes to grabs it, obviously his mum or something, it just smacks it out of his paw, and it goes into the river. But you can see as they pass and they all go back to doing their jobs, the kit just sort of looks back at you lot.
And Snow will stand up and give a very theatrical bow.
He just sort of looks around, quick wave, and then scurries back to doing what he was doing.
Back to business as usual, then, it seems.
Oh, I don't know about that. That was quite civil.
Okay.
Quite suspicious lot. You're a bunch, aren't they?
They're superstitious, Gus. Very much like the dwarves, but yes.
Okay, so you float on down the river. Still not quite clear how this boat is being propelled. But as you float further down the river, you see either side of you there are... Actually, not either side. On the bank that you came out on, the bank that Redport is on, there is Wandering Gust's caravan heading south towards Redport. Now, you're on the opposite bank at the moment, travelling down. But yet, you see them as they're going down. They're going a little slower than you are. Not much, but enough as you pass them. They sort of look across.
Can we stop? Can we stop for a moment? Can we go over there?
Snow will just basically push the rudder and steer us in.
Okay. So as you steer in towards the bank.
And then focus on slowing down to match their pace.
Roulette Fane catches just out of the reeds at the side of the bank and just sort of keeps pace with the lead caravan. There are 2 caravans. One with an elderly gentleman sitting, driving the horses carefully. Make a quick perception check, Miette.
14.
14. Okay. You don't recognise anyone in as much as no one of your sort of relatives or friends that you've met up on the northern excursions, but they're definitely Wandering Gus. They look harried. They look scared. And as the boat sort of pulls up beside, and the gentleman looks across, just, "Oh, the ship."
Blanking what the proper response is.
Hello there.
That is quite some ship you have there. It is a thing of legend.
Strange thing about legends, some of them are true.
Well, I doubt this one is true. It's very funny, though. I suspect you are having a joke amongst your kind.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off onto the bank at this point and try and approach him, see if
Ah,
seeing stripes makes any difference.
ah! Welcome aboard, young one. Hop up. We have a conversation. How are you? You need a lift?
Would
I
you like to stop and we can have this conversation in a more civil manner?
Of course. Why not? Let us. There is a camp, maybe 10 minutes away. We can go there. It's no problem. And he sort of signals to the second caravan behind him. And it sort of starts to sort of deviate from the path a little. What do you want to do with the Runefane? Because you can't follow, they're going away from the boat.
How deep are the reeds?
I mean, it gets sort of shallow towards the bank, towards the path, so you could safely moor the Runefane to the bank if you wished.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I mean, let's face it, I don't really moor it in the traditional sense. So.
No, I mean you could probably get close enough so you could jump onto the pathway.
All right. It seems that perhaps we need to find. Well, this may be our chance to find out when we are, at least. Don't you think?
Mightn't be an idea.
So as you're sitting, did you accept his invitation yet to sit up on front of the car? So, my name is Filion. Maybe you've heard of me.
Should I have heard of him?
You don't think so. It doesn't strike a chord with you. But he's very old. You suspect he's probably one of the oldest people that you have met. Apart from possibly... what was her name? I do apologise. Madame Carfanon is probably the only person that you've met that's older than this gentleman. So, I am Filion. Welcome to my caravan. Sorry, it's not my caravan. It is, of course, Madame Filion's caravan. But she is resting, shall we say, just now. She's very tired. She's getting on in years, so allows me to take control when nobody is looking. So, young lady, what is your name and clan? Who do we have the honour of giving a lift to?
I am yet of Asterup.
Asterup. Ah, Asterup. Yes, I remember. There was a very long time ago. I don't know, was there a Rakwan I used to know? Young fellow. Very young fellow. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Wasn't Amara with them for a while? Maybe
She
not.
was, yes.
Maybe not. Maybe
No,
my
I remember Namara from when I was young.
So, we do know each other. This is a very small world. So, you will be needing a lift to the Midwoods, yes?
We were traveling to the South Cities, to Farnham or Drunham once we have our bearings.
To the cities? You are keeping strange company, Miet. And you wish
Very
to
strange
go...
things have happened.
There is indeed very strange. If I could... I've forgotten her name again. My God. Madame Carfanon put out a request, shall we say, and being Madame Carfanon, we agreed to this request. We are heading to Redport to meet her and the others. She has decided the Midwoods is the safest place to be.
But you're going through Redport.
Well, we go round Redport. They are camped outside, about a mile outside the city. So, you know, we won't go into Redport. We're not allowed, you know this.
I do know this. I was very recently in Redport and almost lost my head for the privilege.
I am surprised to see it is still on your shoulders, to be fair. They are not...
As I said, many strange things have happened lately.
Yeah, you seem like a very lucky girl. First you escape with your head for Redport, now you meet me.
Very lucky indeed.
Indeed you are. Hey, we are approaching the camp. Do your friends want to join us for a quick bite to
If
eat,
they may.
perhaps? Of course, of course. If you vouch for them,
I
of
do,
course.
wholeheartedly.
No problem. We will invite them away. And the rest of you see is these two caravans sort of pull over into a sort of seemingly nondescript clearing. Tabaxi of the Wandering Gusts sort of appear out of the backs of these caravans. There's about 12 of them altogether, various ages. But Monsieur Filion is the only elderly cat with them. So, Miet's very good friends, we welcome you to this impromptu lunch. But lunches are always best when they are impromptu, aren't they not? So, we will get some fish, get some bread, have a nice lunch, a nice discussion. This is the way of things. Even though we are in a hurry, as you can sense that a lot of the younger cats are fairly impatient and not overly happy to be stopping. But you get the sense they're not going to disagree. Just in case Madame Filion decides to make an appearance. So, chairs are brought, a fire is lit, fish are produced. Some
Whilst
are
this is
cooked,
all-
some are not. Bread is warmed.
Whilst this is all going on, can I just have a look around the area to see if I see anything untowards, not from them, but as for like any monsters or anything
Sure,
or anything
make a
hiding?
perception check.
A 21.
21. Scanning the surrounding area, you can see nothing of any danger. The wildlife seems to have sort of disappeared into the undergrowth, into the bushes and the few sparse trees that there are here. The approach of you and the caravan, it appears fairly safe. You notice that there seems to be a beginning of a spiral path that would traditionally lead to a camp. But nobody seems to be going down it. They seem to be quite content to sit here and entertain you just outside, as it were.
Okay.
So, you are all wishing to join us to go to the Midwoods, or is this not a thing for you?
I mean, We do have other business elsewhere, but
Always business, business, business. Treading
uh,
waters, blah, blah, blah. Business, business, business. Are you
We
not
have curiosities that
tired
take
of
us outside.
making money?
in fact, I have not made any money out of this trip, and it is more in the case of personal business for my colleagues than business in the traditional sense.
Ah, well,
We've been
it is a very surprising day all around.
we've been dealing with a lot the past few weeks, so in fact
Uh-huh.
I've lost track of the time, to be honest.
You have?
Not
Oh,
even sure what day it is.
well, the last time I checked, it was definitely daytime.
That's what's important.
Exactly. You know, there is a trick we can do. We can look up at the sky and tell it is daytime because the sun is shining upon us.
They
I
sound
thought,
like you, Celeste. They sound like you,
I thought it
Celeste.
was lunchtime.
Of course, have some lunch. Very small human.
Yeah.
Oh, another small human. These are very small but strangely hairy people.
I
You
got a
know
beard.
what they remind me of? They remind me of the old tales of dwarves. Do you remember those, Piet? The tales of dwarves?
I do remember, but they never came down from their mountains.
No, no, this is true. Except a very long time ago they used to come. They used to come from down from the mountains to see the place many centuries ago. So I am told.
Are you saying that the treading waters no longer trade with the dwarfs?
The treading waters trade with dwarves. So you go and you trade with dwarves. This is a very surprising day all around. Everyone knows there is no dwarves anymore.
No, definitely not.
You see, even the small ones, they know this. Not
If
sure how you can be so
you know,
worldly wise and yet not at the same time.
even the dwarves say there's no dwarves.
I'm not following that one, sorry.
Never mind. It's all right.
No, you are a very confusing person.
I do.
So,
I think we might have killed Jay.
Don't worry, he's not very bright.
I see. Okay. That is odd. But you are a strange group. Please eat, eat, have a drink with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your
Thank you.
hospitality.
Oh, you know, it is not often that we as a people get to sit down with those not of us to talk. Usually you're trying to kill us. So, you know, excuse me if my views are slightly colored by that.
It's just kind of a subtle look of shame and kind of guilt on Melissa's face, almost.
See if he notices. Nope.
You will find no trouble from us. We have had one of your kind within our group for quite some time, and we are.
I am sure she is leading you to a brighter future.
I'd like to think that we're having a good influence on each other, at least in terms of views on the other.
Good, that is good. I have long been of the opinion that people should talk more rather than, you know, stabbing each other.
I mean, the big one over there with the big axe, he would disagree with you intensely. He likes hitting things.
Well,
And
there
doesn't.
has to be someone to hit the things. This
Exactly.
I have learnt over many years, and I'm pretty sure I have seen one such as you before.
Not like me though.
Well, he was travelled with a caravan. It was a story. He travelled
Story.
with a caravan from far away, from the land, the forests of the elves, all the way across. Perhaps you know him. His name was no, Trelador, I think.
Never heard of
The
him.
door? But that's you!
It is? Ah, well then you have knowledge of travelling with us before.
What have you heard about me?
Oh, the tales I could tell. But I am a gentleman, so I will not. It was all good. You were very proficient at the hitting of the things when they tried to attack the caravan. Well done.
You can carry on if you like. I don't mind.
Please don't. His ego is already big enough.
I said proficient.
That is enough. He's.
No, I think we should hear more.
I mean, like giving him
Okay,
a little bit
one-
is like.
One more and then I definitely stop. They say also that Trelador was very arrogant. Would always talk down to people.
Mm.
So I'm thinking maybe this is a different Trelador.
Well, that's your opinion, isn't it?
No, it is the
Really.
same Trelador, yes. Good
I mean,
work.
don't
See,
get
as
me wrong.
Florian would say, you're an asshole.
That was a good impersonation, Yorick.
You're an asshole.
You're an asshole,
Well.
motherfucker.
Oh God, have we got a Kenku in the party?
So,
Do you know perhaps had Mistress Camphornon travelled ahead of you or when she's expected?
Mistress, Madame Carfanon is awaiting us in the camp outside of Red Point. She believes that we must go to the Midwoods, where she has a surprise or a something. I don't know exactly what it is her plan, but she says that it is important that we get there to escape the... And he sort of looks at the others and then looks back at you. The troubles that we have.
I know our travels were urgent, but I must speak to Mistress Carfanon before we move on.
We should be there. It is just outside the Red Pot. You do not have to go into the city.
I mean, if you need to meet her and everybody else is okay with that, then fine. I can make my way into Redwood while you do that. Try and find out some further information.
I don't think it's a bad idea. We can maybe get on the river from the forest to Farnham then, rather than going directly past Redport.
I mean, we can arrange that.
Is the Meadwood that he's referring to the one that's kind of just to the south of the mountains?
The Midwood, yes.
Oh, the Midwood, sorry.
Well, it's technically it's called the Midwoods, but because it's actually a very large forest, but it's been called the Midwoods by the Wandering Gusts for since time immemorial.
Okay.
Most people refer to it as the Midwards.
The river does lead up that way. But it's a better plan than what we had going on, so
Well, guess it's to the same place, just by a different route.
You planning on going alone, Snow?
That is usually the best way to do it.
But didn't you know it's dangerous to go alone?
You know, Gus, that is very correct. But I'm not going into a temple underground where I don't know the lay of the land.
He won't be alone. He
Fair
has
enough.
Peladas with him.
Is there any change in their attitude without the word mention of Peladas?
Make a quick insight check.
Insight. Actually, that's not bad. 22.
22. Most of them don't even bat an eyelid. However, Monsieur Filion looks at you strangely. Is
Something.
this true? You are... They mentioned Pelodas in relation to yourself?
Snow's hand extends from the midst of this midnight blue cloak, and he's still got the amulet wrapped around his wrist.
That is very pretty. So, Pelodas. That is an interesting name. One not spoken aloud, and certainly without carrying a symbol. It is a rumor. I have heard stories, yet you may or may not know the stories of the crazed god of Peladas. The rumor has it he was imprisoned for many, many centuries and is angry at all who would use the waterways. So,
I would say less angry and more in the case of he would like them to show him some respect.
it may be as you say. I'm in no way an expert in Pelodas or treading waters beliefs. So,
Well, it's not treading water's belief, is it? It's my belief, and it is not a belief that is held by my.
I think if you talk to some of your kin, maybe they will be persuaded to tell you some of the old stories back when there was none of this treading waters, wandering gusts thing, where Tabaxi were just Tabaxi.
One clan.
Not even a clan, just a big family. Before the money and the dwarves.
I will be honest with you. I think if the two clans were together again, business could be even better. And
business.
But it would be family first. And this is what we have as a group.
Well, I applaud your open-mindedness. It's good to see. So, Miet, if you wish to travel with Madame Filion's caravan, you are most welcome. Your friends too, if you wish.
Perhaps we could share some stories with
I
you.
believe I was talking to Miet. Now, I understand that you are treading waters and you get a bit, how can I say, intense at times. but I was talking to Miet. She is obviously your leader, because she must be the matriarch of your little clan. So, Miet, I apologize for having to school your family. I apologize for this, but you know the way. This is a matriarchal society, not for the menfolk to move in and run things. We have it the right way around, you know.
Yes, and yet you schooled my companion.
I apologize profusely, Madam Miet. I do apologize. If you wish, I will stop talking altogether and get Madame Fillion to come and speak with you.
I would not wish to disturb Madame Fillion from her rest, but I believe that it would help us if we were to travel with you at time.
Of course.
And thank you for your offer.
Indeed. And just as he is, you know, there is a noise from the back of the caravan. And there is a sort of clatter as two Tabaxi jump and offer arms up, and a very elderly, grey-furred Tabaxi steps gingerly down from the back of the caravan. Jacques, what nonsense are you spouting now? I apologize for my mate. He oversteps his bounds too often. I give him too much power. So, young... I do
Miet,
not
madam.
know... Miet. I apologize for my mate. His mouth runs away with him. You know men, how they get. So, anyway...
He has been nothing but the soul of kindness.
I can listen. I'm not deaf. Your companions, I know not your names. I know you, Miet. So, Jacques is rubbish at being social as ever. I am Madame Fillion. Welcome to the Fillion caravan. This reprobate is my mate Jacques. Well, you've met him. You are the lovely Miette. You, sir, she points to you, Snow. Your name, please.
My name is Snow on the riverbank.
Snow on the riverbank. What a lovely name. I bid you welcome, Snow, to my caravan. Ah, you pretty lady in the dress. She points at you, Melissa.
My name's Melissa.
Melissa?
It's a pleasure to meet you, madame.
The pleasure is all mine. I hope you're enjoying your lunch. Young lady, of an elven distraction, I see. You are very beautiful. May I know your name, please?
I am Celeste. It is a pleasure.
Celeste. Ah, of the stars, this one. Look at her. How beautiful.
Indeed. Thank you.
And you have some boys. So, and she sort of walks with the aid of a stick across to Yorick. And she's not much taller than you, Yorick. She's sort of bent over. Ah, young lad, what is your name? Hang on a moment, my eyes. You are a dwarf. I'm sorry, that is very rude of me. She sort of casts a look back at her husband, as if so, you fucking idiot. So, and you are brothers, or you are family, yes? The pair of you?
Yes. My name's Yorick. This is my
Yorick?
cousin.
Your cousin, and your cousin's name is?
Hello, I'm Gus.
Gus. I didn't get the rest of that. What was that?
Right. I'll bow from the waist like that and I'll
again.
Oh, no, no, child, no bowing here. No, no bowing, no bowing. So, the other boys, we have the elven gentleman of proficient repute.
I believe you've heard of me.
We have indeed, Trelador. Welcome to our caravan. We hope it is more to your taste than the last time you travelled with one of us.
It will do. I'm not one to moan.
Very good, very magnanimous of you. And the last one, but by the... Oh, you are injured, child.
Uh,
You are
I'm
bleeding.
Florian. Very nice to meet you.
Florian. Well, Monsieur Florian, you are injured. We must do something about that, yes? She puts her hand on you,
It won't. It won't help.
and you feel a warmth spread through you as she heals you for 9 points,
Nice.
if you need any.
Yes.
I see this happening, right?
Yeah?
Does it?
It feels a little different than Celeste's or Yorick's magic.
Does it feel different around my scars though?
I'm sorry, Yorick's magic? What?
I've seen him
Yorick's the
cast it.
healer.
He's cast healing magic
Yeah,
before.
York has healed me.
Only on me because I was down and I couldn't do it myself.
Yeah. That's
Whatever.
the only time I need to.
Or himself.
Anyway, it feels slightly different. It's
Does it-
more... Sorry, ask a question?
Yeah. Does it feel different around my scars?
There is a sort of itching around the edges, as if it's healing. You know when a scar gets itchy? She looks at you very carefully, or looks up at you very carefully. So, young boy, you are... Sorry, Florian, you are a human, so you are probably full grown. I apologize. You are very hurt, yes?
I am.
Okay. I think the Midwoods would be a very good idea for you.
I thank you very much, Madame Filion. Thank you.
Madame Carfanon is right. There are many ancient wonders in the Midwoods from times long ago, so she tells us. And
Does
go ahead.
Does it seem like she knows more than she's letting on?
Make an insight check.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we know
That's
it's,
my boy.
it's a damaged D&D special.
We're
Insight
back to
checks.
normal. We're back to normal.
Oh, natural 20 for 26.
26. Wow. Very much so. You get the feeling that this tabaxi, ancient as she may be, knows something about what is happening to you and about what is happening to the land itself.
I won't intrude. I'll have said my thank yous and nod and carry on.
Sit, eat your lunch. Do not let me distract you anymore.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Celeste.
Have I noticed that Florian's healed more than it would be if I had healed him?
It's not more. It's just, well, I suppose it is kind of. No, because it's under the bandages. You wouldn't have seen anything. You recognise a cure wounds, but it's slightly flavoured, slightly differently than yours.
Okay.
So, what are we having? And she sort of bashes Monsieur Filion, or Jacques as he's known, with her cane, and he moves away from the seat at the prime seat that he was taking, and she leans on her cane. So, I believe you were discussing coming along with us to the Midwoods to meet up again with Madame Garfenon, my old friend.
I would very much like to speak with her again.
So would I, so would I. These times are very dangerous for the young ones. They don't remember the stories. Nobody tells the stories to be true, so it's not their fault. If we told the stories more, we would be more prepared. That is on us. We have stopped telling the old tales. Too frightening, they say. But how will you learn unless we tell the stories? You know? We are in troubled times. We need troubling stories to tell us the way to go.
If you do not learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
You see? The one from the stars, she knows. Well done, lovely Celeste. I suspect you are probably older than me, so apologize for calling you young. But to my eyes, everybody looks young. Apart from possibly Madame Carfenon. But we'll get into that when we get together. Jacques, I would like some of that lovely port wine, please. You see, he rushes as much as he is able to rush and brings her a glass of her port wine. Would anybody else like a little drink?
I'll try some.
I wouldn't mind.
Of course,
Well-
of course.
Well, this conversation's been progressing. I want to have started work with another 3 of the sapphires on another, and the silver wire to make another one of the amulets.
Sure, yeah, okay. Roll me a performance check with advantage because you've done this before.
I would like to consult Yorick to make sure that sort of I'm going in the right direction with them.
Absolutely. You can... I'll tell you what, you can add a D4 if Yorick assists you as well.
Cool.
So, Jacques pours whoever would like a port wine. A port wine, it's only a little tiny glass. Actually, not glasses, they're little wooden tumblers. And you get a small sip of port wine. It's very strong and very sweet.
I've got my D20, my D4. It's 20 total.
20 total. Yeah, you're going along the right way. It's going to take you, you suspect, about an hour or so to get that done. But you can get that done while lunch is being had and conversations and all that sort of thing. No problem.
Yeah, and
Sorry, carry on.
I'll be taking sort of pointers from Yorick on on how to keep it structurally sound and a better way to sort of wrap the wire.
Yeah, Yorick, you can see the one he's done before and feel free to offer improvements or you suspect that the only way to get it really good is to, get to a workshop, cue the music and, get on with it. But out here, you do the best you can. You can make a passable symbol of Pelidas.
I could always use a spell to create it.
I mean,
If you wanted, I appreciate the symbology of creating it with your hands, if that was your preference.
I think these are for me at the moment, but if I wish to create any more, perhaps for my kin, I will definitely take you up on that. But I think that I don't know. I get this feeling that if you craft it with your own hands, there is a bit more of a deeper connection. If that makes any sense.
Mate, look who you're talking to. Of course, I understand.
Okay. So is there anything anybody else would like to achieve or
I-
talk to anyone about?
I do want to ask because it's a bit of blur. Madame Filion did say out loud that she sensed kind of what was wrong with Florian
Yeah.
and suggested that the mid would be a good idea.
Yep. She did.
Madame Fillon, I apologize, but I couldn't help but you were able to sense what was going on with Florian?
He is separated from somebody very important, I think. Somebody that has been taken, perhaps, against their will. I think maybe it is from the same essence, if you like. So devilish, something evil, perhaps to do, and she looks across at Miette, with the fog, perhaps. Is this not the feeling you get, young Miette?
I feel I may need to have a longer conversation with you at some point, possibly on our way to the Midwoods.
Of course. But would you agree there is a definite tinge of similarity between what is
Yes,
happening
certainly.
to your friends and what is happening to the rest of us?
Very much so.
I thought so. And you all have an air of people who have seen things that perhaps you did not want to see. You have been places that are not of this world. But I am an old woman rambling away. Please, relax, enjoy your lunch. We will get moving as soon as you are ready.
I mean, with your permission, of course, madame, we could perhaps share some tales of our travels.
Of
And
course. Tales are what we're dealing, isn't that right? Yet.
that was my thinking. Something new to share.
Indeed, indeed. So,
And
And perhaps something old at the same time.
of course, the old tales, while scary, are often the best.
Indeed.
of course, knowledge is important in these times we find ourselves in.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Would we have an approximate idea of the year? Or would I have an approximate idea of the year based on obviously having to know when we can travel up and down?
Yeah, I mean, you've got an idea of the seasons, such as they are in Helloran. They're not particularly extreme, but you know it's coming towards from the state of actually do a nature check.
Okay.
And Miette, you would probably know this as well.
19.
19. It's coming to not really winter, but more of the cooler seasons when trade you would keep to the inland waterways because the seas will get rough. Miette, you would expect everybody to be going north at this time of year. So based on those perceptions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how long you've been missing, presumed dead. It's about a month.
And
Question.
Sure.
The last time we had a season check, it was when we come out of the Tower of Prevail disappeared, which I think is in terms of story, only a couple of days ago, and that was spring. But we've only been missing a month.
Yeah, sorry, that's my bad then. I apologise. There's
Okay,
technicalities.
sorry, that's not adding up.
No, sorry, hang on a sec.
We've lost a lot of time. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I'm getting my own timelines mixed up. I do
Could be about
apologise.
anyway. Sorry,
Yeah,
just
so so that would be about 6 months. Sorry, about 6 months, because it is approaching the time when normally the Wandering Gus will be heading north or starting to. So about 5-6 months.
Snow would turn to Miette and just start signing. And it would go something along the lines of, if I'm estimating this correctly, we've been gone for 6 months.
first thing I'm going to message back is that's not going to be private here.
And indeed, other people, other tabaxi are sort of like, 6 months, eh?
Yeah, he did it knowingly. He knows that it was going to get picked up.
I just had to be sure. So yeah, in that case, then messaging you back. This is the advantage we don't want to give up right now.
So the rest of you see Miette and Snow signing to each other. And Madame fitted on. Now, children, I know it's always fun to have a secret language, but we are at lunch.
I just wanted to confirm
Play
something first.
nicely.
Sorry.
There are others here who cannot understand you, and it is very rude.
I apologize.
You treat these people, you say they are your family, yet you do this in front of them?
If we have made our estimations correctly, we have been gone for 6 months.
It is a longer story we may need to explain to you on the road. To us, it has only been days.
Did you say 6 months?
I did not stutter, Florian. I said 6 months.
Okay.
And it is probably easy to assume that
Yeah,
we are
Drouse
presumed dead.
Yeah, we would be presumed dead.
That is an advantage.
That could be very interesting.
So,
If I was to,
Interesting.
This seems like an interesting time.
like I said, we could share this story. It's
I would be very interested to hear this story. You are missing 6 months, but only through a matter of days. And people think you are dead. As you say, Miette, this could be an advantage. Sorry, Celeste, what did you say?
What would this mean for my family? And I'll look at sort of Florian with a concerned look on my face.
I don't know, Celeste. I mean, it's a bigger shock as to all of us as it is you, but
when he sends you the package before that is because he knew where you were. There's no point in doing anything else to threaten you if he doesn't know where you are.
Problem is, Snow, the kind of person that he is, if he is what I suspect, him losing Celeste means that he would take it out on her family.
I have one caveat there. Mr. Droust sent us to a place where we died. If Celeste's person, well, I imagine he probably knows that it's Mr. Droust. I imagine that he was probably not very happy with Mr. Droust, and Mr. Droust could very well be dead.
So
But
Melissa can't hide the smile that she has from hearing that.
But Miette, what she said in the beginning, it does give us the advantage if we go back to where we need to rescue your family, if they're still there, Celeste.
It does give us an advantage, I agree, but
Bear with me 1 second, guys.
Quick!
quick, strategize.
6 months in what? 2 days, essentially.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
We only spent one night in a different land, and that was
Yep. Our last 2 jumps, we jumped after we were in the Temple of Peladas. We escaped out of that door.
Sorry
And we
about
lost
that.
about a week or 2 to that one.
Yeah.
And we also lost a week to the tower and Belo's musings.
Yeah.
That is.
Anywho.
Just wait for the time cops to arrive.
Okay, so sorry about that. So
So Mia has kind of been hovering, waiting for a chance to speak to the group separately before we join the caravan proper.
Okay, well, Madame Filion says, so if you will excuse me, lovely guests, I apologize. My health is waning, shall we say. I wish only to see my old friend once more before I leave you all in the capable hands of my great-granddaughter, something like that. Jacques knows, I can't remember now, so I will retire to my caravan and leave you people, and she looks pointedly at Jacques, alone to have your conversations that you need to have. I can see you have much to discuss and many stories to write and to tell. So, it was absolutely my pleasure to meet you and greet you all and welcome you to my caravan. We will speak again. She bowed.
Thank you, Madame. Rest well.
Thank you, Madame Filion.
Thank you very much.
Two younger
Madame.
tabaxi take her arms and she makes her way into the caravan. And you, Jacques, brings some a small cask of ale, puts it, and once again, I apologise. And he moves away and leaves you in privacy.
Were we staying there, or are we
So-
moving now? Are we on the
Up
move?
to you, whatever you want to do.
Well, I wanted to talk to you all before we move. I mean, the caravans aren't leaving just yet, as my understanding. They're not leaving until we're on
Not
board.
Yeah, that's okay.
There may be some finer points of wandering a society that I've neglected to inform you about because it wasn't really necessary because, well, my society is scattered and such. All of the caravans are led by women here. They are in charge. And that is why Jack assumed that I was in charge of this group because that would be a natural thing if this was wandering us. I know it is not. I'm not claiming that I'm in charge. Please not think that.
Honestly,
But
it makes more
It
sense
may
than the other
serve
way
us
around.
well
to be
that
honest.
you are.
for while we travel with them, to be known, you must use the manners that caravans are known here. I am Miette of Asterope because Asterope is my grandmother. You must all be of Miette, and that will tie you to me. And then people know that I vouch for you and I speak for you.
Righto, Miette. Sorry, Madame Miette.
If you call me that in just our company, I will smack you.
Fully understood.
And if anybody decides to dunk any water on our new madame, I imagine they will probably get stabbed again.
Yes, very likely. Yes.
And I think both the Tabaxi just look at Celeste and smile.
Yes.
I was trying to help.
if I am calling to Peladas and I am throwing water out, I don't need a whole wave thrown behind me. Perhaps just let me do my thing.
Noted.
Although he did find it quite funny. I will give you that. He did find it quite funny. But that's probably to do with me getting wet rather than me.
My apologies.
I'm just going to put this out here. I seem to be quite famous.
I mean, you are
Yeah.
quite
Known.
proficient.
That's these people, they don't throw these terms out. Proficient in their languages, means next to godly, really.
In their
Is that true?
language?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it
Oh,
like
I
that.
don't know. I think Treldor must be familiar with a dialect I have not heard. Perhaps he can enlighten us.
I mean, Trellador, you forget that both of, the Wandering Gust and the Treading Waters have the same root language. I don't think it means godly.
I think what I mean to say was that was a joke.
I think it means you are good at what you do. You are proficient.
Thank you. Good to hear that out loud.
He's practicing as humans now. We should encourage this.
I have been encouraging this. This is great personal growth. I am very, very happy.
I think the word we would use in common would be adequate.
Anything
That's
but
what I
adequate.
But
I
of
mean,
course-
Krinamar was very impressed with me.
Well, Trellador, unlike me, you didn't quite make a splash.
Was that a joke? You didn't do the signal.
I didn't realise there was one.
Oh.
But yes, it was meant to be a joke.
Oh. Maybe I'll give you some pointers one day. But
Perhaps.
anyway, madam, we are under your control, madam, yet. And I'll bow sarcastically to you.
Make a performance check. I want to see what a sarcastic bow looks like.
Not good.
I'm just counting down until Miette hits him.
5 minus 1.
So
Trellador
4.
bends down,
Trellador,
smacks him on the
yeah,
back of the neck.
Yeah, that's not gone well.
I'm guessing it'd make me laugh anyway, so
Yeah.
mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
Hold your horn. Do you realise if we've been away for 6 months, Yorick, that means we've missed our birthdays? We need to get drunk.
That's a great point.
Then perhaps you two can indulge in that cascavale there, and that is a birthday gift from the rest of us. That you can
Oh,
take.
I was going to say, what did you all get us for our birthday?
Oh, bro, brilliant. Come on then, let's get going.
Well, you can have my portion. You two can share my portion, and I am sure that
And mine.
will donate theirs as well, and that is our gift to you.
Right. No. Hold on a second. Because if we're doing this, then you should know your gift should be getting drunk with us.
Oh,
Then
that's
can
even
we get
better.
Yorick,
We
when
went
we get to the
celebrate
next
in
stop,
Midwoods?
One at a time.
go on, yet.
If we wait till we gather in the Midwoods, it is possible you'll be invited to join the Wandering Gusts gathering, in which there will be more alcohol flowing than you may have seen in your life.
Oh.
And yes, I say that knowing the door.
You are funny. More alcohol than I've seen in my life. Never been to Daggold.
But still, more alcohol is always better. And if we've missed it by so many months already, another day won't mind, and we can have a really big party and make sure everyone gets drunk.
So how old are you both?
I suppose we're 48 now.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so. 48 or 49.
Wait,
Trellador, if you don't mind my asking, how old are you?
I do.
sorry.
I mean,
Does
those
this make
just
me and
include
Florian the
his
youngest
sister.
ones here?
I am quite young. I just have this air of ability about me.
I actually potentially think that I'm the youngest one here.
How old are our humans?
I mean, I'm 22.
I'm the same.
Babies.
I am younger, which seems a bit weird.
I'm 117.
Wow, grandma.
In Elven
Yeah,
terms,
no.
that's still quite young.
Humans don't live that long at all. Yeah.
Like that's sort of my or Gus's and my parents' age. You're as old as my parents.
We'll call you Mum.
Me Celeste.
Auntie Celeste.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
To bring us back to the point of the hospitality of the wandering guests, I think you know how to behave here. Do as you have been doing. If you are asked to do something by female tabaxi, it would be best if you could help, unless of course you were running an errand for me, such as it were. And if you have any questions, just ask.
So I assume that Toreador is going to be permanently on an errand for you because, you know.
It might be
Well, I've
best.
seen her give errands out. I mean, that poor guard in that place before.
That was a different situation.
Is it?
That was her
Well,
being.
unless you're likely to be taking off my head in my execution tomorrow, then yes, it is very different.
I mean, we do have
Perhaps
a playful
Trellador could
side
be
to Toreador.
your personal bodyguard.
If Madame will allow it.
I think I shall, for now.
My axe is yours, my lady.
Talking of axes, how's your new axe coming along?
Well, people keep getting Yorick keeps getting distracted. You know, I saw him helping Snow with that thing, but you know, it's fine. He can, you know, help other people. It's fine, but he doesn't
Or
seem to be spending any time on mine.
Perhaps Toreador, to allow Briox and Yorick to progress, maybe you need to make more effort on your side.
I spoke to Gus. You saw me speak to Gus. I said, like,
He did. He said,
hello.
Speaking to someone once is not getting to know them.
He likes drinking, and he's 48.
Yes, we all know that.
That's better, but it is a good start. I mean, these things are not something that you can click your fingers and get what you want.
Well,
You only
I'm
get
working that out.
What, you want to be my friend, do you?
I am your friend. Ticked you off the list.
All right, that's fine then.
So, Mia,
Suppose I'm still waiting my turn then, am I?
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
I said suppose I'm still waiting my turn then, am I?
I mean, Hell could stop her first, but
are we gonna help?
Maybe we can get to know each other better, you and I. Wouldn't that be
You-
nice?
You know everything about me. It's not much to say.
Florian, you were saying
I was just gonna ask Mia if we're gonna help clear up the camp and head on our way. Quicker the better, I suppose.
Yes, as we would usually do with ourselves if we were at a wandering Gus camp. You will not be tricked. You shouldn't be tricked by the wandering Gus as you were on the boat. You know how to break camp.
I'm fully expecting to get surprised and startled at least 3 times a day now.
Oh yes,
But-
well, when they realize myself and Snow are doing it, they will. Every kid will be after you.
But Mia, I
And-
do.
some of these younger ones, they're a little bit creative. So, I mean, I hope you've got some stuff to mend and repair your garments.
I wouldn't walk around as fashionable as I am if I didn't. I've only got a little bit though. I might need to get Yarick's help.
Snow will just share a sidelong glance with Miette, as if to say, wow, she has no fucking idea what she's getting herself into.
You don't need an insight check to know that that is a very accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you are talking about helping break the camp down, a younger tabaxi, maybe about 19, young female tabaxi walks in. Madame Yet, can we take it that you are breaking camp. Shall we start to move?
Yes, please, if
Ah, okay. I will get everything ready. Thank you. And you see she wanders off, and the tabaxi start packing stuff up, taking the seats, loading them into caravans, and the caravan starts to move. And that's where we'll leave it for today.
I was going to say, just to go back a little bit,
Sorry.
I think we must expect that when we got on the boat, I sent Bridris home.
Yeah.
So I don't think a sort of large-sized dragon.
Yeah, I would suspect that it's only an hour she stays with you, isn't she?
Oh no, it's as long as.
Right, okay. So yeah, you bounced her out when you were on the boat. That's fine.
It would have been a bit weird if we're trying to fit this 10-foot.
Yeah, that would have been very odd. But yes,
I did want to ask Miette one more about the kind of being with the caravan. Miette, I don't know how to phrase this, but should I just continue the way I'm going, considering I don't know how to say this. I've seen the tails hanging on the walls. I feel bad. I don't know how to. You know what I mean?
I think if we truly held a grudge against everyone who had ever done us wrong, we'd never come back down from the north. But we do. So all you can do is be as good as you can.
I strive to be. Thank you.
Okay, so as the caravan pulls out along the road, that's where we're going to leave it for today. So, thank you all very much for playing. That was really good. Actually, I enjoyed that immensely. So, sorry there were no battles, but
I feel that the incoming arc stress that I can feel building might make up for some of that.
maybe. Maybe not. We will see. We will see. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. We will have a little quick chat Q&A if anybody wishes to ask any questions that we can answer. We'll go a quick round the room, shall we? Yorick, anything of note to ask, or anything you wish to know or have an opinion about? Or are you a happy bunny this week?
Really? I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. If we all can have a piss up, that might be fun. Actually, get people to have a drink with us.
You can try.
You never know. You never know. It could happen.
Probably not.
Well, possibly. I'm sure somebody will.
Some people are just so boring.
Trellador, anything from you?
Nope. No, good.
No,
I'm famous.
You are
So.
known, yes.
Famous.
Yeah, people have spoken about you.
Yeah, famous.
That'll do for you, will it?
Proficient.
Yeah, proficient you are. Indeed. Gus.
Oh, I'm cool.
You're good, are you?
Planning what I'm going to get up to at the party.
Yeah, this may have been a mistake mentioning a party yet, but there you go.
In fairness, given the headcanons I have for what breaks loose at the gathering, they need to be prepared somewhat.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that's good. Melissa?
No, I'm good. The only thoughts I have is that I regret not going with the Wandering Gus tabaxi that I made originally.
Oh well.
Oh well.
There are always backups.
It's more fun watching
You
it
can
from the
always
outside.
die and come back.
There is that. So, Miette, do you have any words of wisdom or questions, or?
I'm kind of mostly still here, kind of going, what the absolute fuck? Because I mean, we had started a campaign. It's like, oh my god, my people have magic. We can do this cool little symbol that's protecting, and then one of our elders comes along and heals the guy who our own 2 healers haven't been able to heal. And it's kind of like someone's been keeping secrets from me.
That would be me.
Keeping secrets from all of us.
That's kind of the
I
job
know,
description.
our own people.
Oh, very definitely, yes. But, you know, Madame Filion is so old she doesn't really give a fuck anymore. So, you know, that's what happens.
It definitely seems to be more than just like the location of the annual gathering is held by the caravan mistresses.
There are many secrets held by the caravan mistresses. Many secrets. Snow.
To be honest, I'm just happy that I can summon my boat.
That was intriguing, actually. That was quite. I rolled to see if it would actually turn up, and it did.
Yeah.
So
That could have been embarrassing.
that could have been embarrassing. Yes, Peladas was paying attention at that point, which, you know, not to say he will all the time, but
No, but you know, it is what it is.
it is what it is. Exactly.
That's
And
what you
that's
get.
the best you can get for a guy with dementia.
Yeah, that's what you get when you got a nutter that was locked up for a long time.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk to Florian.
Yeah, glad it wasn't as stressful as last week. I've actually made notes, which will make it easier to write the recap for
Of
next
course,
session.
you're doing recap next session. Good work.
Yeah, several questions. Only some of them will be answered in game, but yeah, more on the point of being healed somewhat more
Indeed.
than what
Intriguing.
anything, not just anyone, but anything has been able to do so far. I can't really say much more because some of it has been written into my notes as my recap. So
Fair enough. That's
yeah.
cool.
I've just thought that means I'm doing the recap following the party. That's going to be brilliant.
If the party happens next week, yes.
It's going to happen next week.
Is it? Oh, good.
And if you remember,
You're going to make it happen.
Exactly. Okay, no, that's absolutely perfect. Anything else, Florian, before we move on to
The only thing I
Starborn?
was intrigued in, so if knowing that you rolled to see if Paladas was paying attention and if the boat turned up, if we'd have walked along the river,
Right.
not along the river, but riverbank, would there have been potential for being spotted by certain things?
Well, obviously, if you are walking anywhere, there's always a potential for something to see you.
Yes.
Depends on what's out and about, really. Depends on what the DM rolls on the dice.
Fair enough.
I mean, anything's
I think
possible.
I do think we should rename the ship Peladas's Pedalo.
The Pedalo Peladas, yeah. Okay. Celeste, any comments or questions?
Well, Celeste is worried what 6 months has done to her family.
Yep, no, fair.
And what other surprises are going to be in store, and if the next time they go somewhere, how long is it going to be next? Because it just seems to be getting a longer and longer gap in between where we were and where we come back to.
Yeah. But to be fair, you did go to several different places, which will explain the timeline. Because moving between planes is not a straightforward, you go here, then you come back, and it's exactly the same time as when you left. No, that's not how it works this time round. So, yeah.
Sure, playing our shenanigans.
Exactly. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey is exactly what we're going
I
for.
don't think we know how the well works.
You're all absolutely spot on with all those theories, probably.
Yep. And it's probably none of them or a combination thereof.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
Right. Okay. So, thank you again all for playing. We hope that you feel better very soon. Don't cough on us, please. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been really good fun. We love having you watching. Don't forget, tomorrow there is the Jubilee Games, where the lovely DM Martin takes myself, Jay, and Jordan from Role Playing Gamers through some sort of twisted competition tournament thing. It's getting very weird. But that's just us making it weird, so, you know. But it'll be streamed, so you can watch
Freddy,
along.
let's stop attacking the staff and go to bed.
Drink! Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But it's all good fun. Anyway, I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday is the role-playing gamers are doing their playing a handbook with their new pirate campaign, which I think is their second episode this week. So we wish them very much luck with that. Go and have a little watch. And Sunday, of course, is Nexitania, where I believe the gang is back together again, all four of them. So please join in for that. And of course, we'll be back here on Tuesday. So,
it's actually 5 of us.
Oh, 5, of course, because Jay has joined with Alana. I do apologise. I forgot that was happening. I do apologise. So,
Just in time.
Have a wonderful week with viewing pleasure, and we will see you all very soon. So, have fun. Love you lots. Bye.